Yo, today is currently July 7th. I'm in my library. I'm gonna be in here for hopefully 4 hours and just gonna be doing what I've been doing. Peace. So I am currently in the process of doing July 6th, or no, it was July 7th video, getting through chapter 4, files and directories. And I'm just gonna make this video because I wrote all this down. I'm basically just gonna explain all of this, just to one, get know my knowledge so far, and two, also show you guys my knowledge so far. Okay, so this is directories. This is mainly about directories, but also has files and stuff. This is chapter 4, and these are the pages that this is from. And so this first command, import OS. OS is a module. So that basically, it contains a bunch of variables and methods, which you can see, everything that starts with OS, those commands that follow it are from the OS module. So that's what that is. And that's just basically just importing OS into the program. Now this dir is from OS. This is creating the variable. So this is a variable. So actually this isn't from the OS, but putting this right there, this makes that variable from what I've learned. But this is a method from the OS module. That's why that's there. And then print, this is basically showing, so what this second one did, this is assigning the results of using the getCWD method from the OS module and assigning those results to this dir variable. And then what this does is basically displaying the contents of this dir, which would be from that. And then this is just a command, pretty much, or method. The same as that. If not OS path, there's a blah 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 blah. So let me get my book out actually. Okay, so what that does, it uses the isdir method. So as you can see right there, isdir method, not the same as this dir, I think, but it uses that method, which is from the path object. It uses that method, which is from the path object, which is from the OS module. As you can see that lines up pretty well. In the OS module, to check whether or not this directory, so this is the directory's name right here. I'll write that down real quick. So that's a directory. So this is pretty much checking if there is already a directory inside of the isdir, so it's just checking if that exists, if that directory exists. And if it doesn't, it will then use this method, mkdir, which is also from the OS module, to make this an actual directory. which that makes that a directory. So yeah, so that's basically like the if not then this kind of scenario. That I don't know why I like that, but I'm familiar with it. And then the next one, OS. Everything else is from the OS module, so I'm just gonna stop saying that. But this uses the. Wait a minute, I think I missed a step. Okay, hold on a sec. So, I was supposed to write in between these two. So I was supposed to write right here. os.chdir. And then this will be right, this isn't a double line, this is supposed to be right next to this, but obviously as you can see, it's not fitting. Actually, let me just write it over there, or on this other side, so I do have space. Okay, so I'll write that over here. So in between these two, wait no, in between these two, it's supposed to be os.chdir. Okay. tyv_python. So what that does, it uses this method to change. Oh wait. Okay. So it uses this method to change to the tyv python directory. So we weren't using it, we were just checking if it existed on this part, and if it didn't, then we made it, but we don't have it in like use right now. So that's what this did, is like actually changes the code like to use this directory. A hard marker. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little sick. I don't really know why. It's middle of summer, but it's whatever. Okay. Then this next one. Okay, so this one is used. This one uses the. Oh my gosh. This one uses the getCW method to return the current working directory. Then it'll like it's supposed to show. Python will automatically show this. This is why I didn't write it down. home/sam/tyv_python. So that is showing the directory path, which is a term I wrote down at the beginning of this chapter. Actually, I can tell you that right now. So the directory path it just gives the location of a directory right here. Gives the location of a directory. So that's pretty much, that's showing where it's at. Okay, then on to the next one, OS lister. It displays a list. Okay, so this displays a list of the files and directories in the current working directory. What? Okay, so files and directories. Files and directories. It's horrible handwriting, but so that displays all the files and directories in brackets. So a little side note, when doing like a display command like that, like, you know, listing the files and directories in the current directory, if the directory does not have anything in it, Python will show this, which shows that there is nothing in the directory. we get to the next one. So the next step is not, this isn't part of it. The next step was to verify that there is not an example the next step is to verify that there is not a file or directory named examples in it because of the next step, which makes a directory named example. So this command makes directories. We'll write that down. mkdir. I don't know why I keep saying command. I mean method. Makes dirs, which I'll also make that stand for directories. Okay. And then, okay, we'll get to the next. There's another command that removes it, but we'll get to that later. Okay, so that made that file or that command. Okay, now it made that directory named examples. And now, even though Python does not give any like visual confirmation that that happened, it still does happen. Now we're on to this one. So this one kind of confused me for a second. What? I mean, it still kind of is. So this uses that method, makedirs, to create a directory and its subdirectories, which we saw. I think I should have written it down somewhere. Directories. So yeah, so if one directory contains others, so that explains why the listers would list other directories. So that means that the directory that it is listing from is a parent directory. If one directory contains others, it is called a parent directory. And if the directories, the directories inside of the parent directory are called subdirectories. So basically, what this is doing, it's creating a parent directory and listing its subdirectories. And then this lists the contents of that directory, as you've seen. I'll write that down real quick. Okay. And then we're on to this one right here. Chidur. That one, what does it do? Let's see. Where are we at? Okay. Now we use the chidur method to change to the files directory from the examples to the file. So we'll write that down actually. Set it down right here. So that's what that CH stands for. Changes dirs directories. All right. Now why it says files. Okay, yeah, so that's the directory name is files. So I'm guessing final should be the subdirectories. So that's listing all the contents in it, which should show files or final. No, it won't. So no, okay. So that changes it. This will display finals. This will, wait, no, sorry, wrong one. This will display final from the files directory. So this dir, and this one is a sub dir. So there's that. And then we type this to change it into the final directory, and that'll list the contents of it. But since we haven't put, since this only put final as a subdirectory into files, we don't have anything in final directory, which doesn't display anything. So which, like we set up here, will display nothing. Just show empty brackets. Okay, now we're on to this one. So what, I'll do just a little note thing right here. So what this does, wait, hold on, I should actually write the actual command or method. os.chdir. So what this does, right? This changes the level, I don't know why I wrote it like that. Moves levels inside of a directory. So if it was like this, that's just one level. But if it's like this, that's that's 3 levels. So as you see here, that's moving it up 2 levels. Going up 2 levels, as you can see right there. Wait, I don't know why I said levels. I mean directories. Ders. Okay, so we moved up 2 directories. And so I'm pretty sure that should put us So from what I'm kind of understanding, this is pretty much a guess, but moving up 2 directories, we were at final, we moved up from files, we moved up 2 files, and then we moved up to examples, which was our first method, our first directory. So if I'm reading this correctly, that moves us up 2 directories. And then this os.getCW method, that should display the current directory, which 18 right here shows that. Shows the TTV. So it shows the path of it again. Okay. Wait. Okay, so I guess, because on step 20, am I just stupid or something? Okay. So that's supposed to list the contents of current directory, right? Wait a minute. Okay, so apparently all these example and files, those both are subdirectories to an actual directory, but I don't really know what that is, because this list command, it showed the contents of a directory, and it on the book it showed examples and files. Did you say files? Yeah, it said files. But final is a subdirectory to files, so I don't really know what the directory could be, unless this has something to do with that, but that we don't type that at all. Okay. Well. We'll learn. Okay. So after that, this is what I was talking about at the beginning. RMDIR, which removes an empty directory. Now the reason why I say empty is because, as you can see here, examples was a subdirectory, and that one didn't have anything in it, so that was why I was able to remove examples. But then we import shuttle, which is a module, and so if you type shuttle.rmtree, what that does, it removes the directories whole tree. So like files, for example, files had the final subdirectory inside of it. So this command right here would not have been able to work. But since we have rm tree, now it can't. So it moves that whole entire thing. And then we type this to list the current directories thing, which should, if we do all that correctly, show this, which as we learned is nothing. So that's all that. Yeah, that should be about everything I've learned so far, hopefully summed up into one. Now, of course, there are like a bunch of other variables that I've learned that I've written down, as you can see right here. But yeah, this is pretty much a starter point. I decided to write this because this is like the largest step-by-step thing I've copied down so far. So I wrote that down just to pretty much explain where I'm at currently of my learning. Yeah. That was everything I've learned so far. So that was everything I've learned so far. But I did forget, completely unrelated, I did forget to say, so today's Tuesday. Yesterday I didn't record because, I mean, it was July 4th weekend. I was too tired. I know that's not a good excuse, but I was just letting you know so that way things will get out of order for you guys. So right now it's Tuesday. But yeah, that was everything I've learned. Now I'm gonna get back to the actual montage. So I technically forgot to record an outro for this video, but I didn't really have to because that whole 20-minute segment of me explaining that dry erase board, like what I wrote on that, was all I've learned. So if you want like a recap of that, and like watch it, it's a summary. Like even just looking at it, like pausing it whenever I like have finished writing stuff down. I mean, it can give you a basis idea of what I learned that day. So yeah, peace.